What's up, guys? It's Jasmine, and my brain is fried. As you can see, I am currently in my eighth week of grad school, and it's not at all what I thought it was gonna be. If you're new here, I'm doing a master's in sports science and rehabilitation, and it's nothing like what I thought it was gonna be like. And it's not necessarily in a bad way. Like, I'm not regretting my degree or anything. It's only the first semester, so I would hope I'm not already having bad feelings. But I was under the impression for some reason that a master's degree was going to be like a deeper level understanding of concepts that I've learned in undergrad. And I was getting frustrated around like last week because I felt like I haven't been taught anything. It feels like, you know how like when you go in undergrad, you go to class, your professor is lecturing to you. They're usually just like reading off of a PowerPoint, but they're lecturing to you. They're explaining concepts and stuff. Well, my master's degree is completely online, so we're going through different modules for each week, and basically what they do is they present you with like the readings that you're supposed to do, which is normal. Typically you have to read the book to understand what's going on, but there's no lecture, which I'm fine with, because why would I don't like sitting in lectures and watching professors read a PowerPoint, because I can do that at home. But so it's like they're giving you the information and you read, and then you answer discussion posts, and then maybe at the end of the week you take a quiz. And I was getting frustrated because I felt like, dang, like I don't really feel like I'm being taught. Like, it's one thing to know information, it's another thing to have an understanding of it, like being able to conceptualize it and have a deeper understanding of why it is what it is, right? So I'm like, dang, I was so frustrated because I was like, man, I thought I was gonna be doing like some deeper level thinking with all this information I was getting. And I talked to my aunt yesterday, and she was like, no, Jasmine, like a master's degree is basically where you learn, well, it's basically, it shows an employer that you know how to complete something. Because when you get a job, you're pretty much getting experience as you go. You're getting like on the job training as you go when you get a new job in the profession that you're entering. But a master's degree, it trains you to take information and apply it to whatever task is in front of you. And I was like, bro, it's like the clouds parted and I could see the sun, everything was clear. It all made sense basically, because that's pretty much what my class work has been like. They provide the information that you're supposed to read. You read it, and then there's a discussion post, and based on that discussion post, you formulate an answer. And I was getting frustrated because it felt like I want to know if I'm right or wrong. Like, is there a right or wrong answer to this? Because it seems so open-ended. Everybody can have different approaches to how they answer this question. How do I know if I'm actually learning what I'm supposed to learn? But that's not the goal. The goal is for you to be able to take the information and apply it to whether that be a real life situation or just understand it through discussion, which is like, it's a discussion post. But I was expecting it to be kind of like homework, where you like write your answer and the teacher will critique you and tell you, no, this is wrong, yes, this is right. It's not really been like that. It's like, as long as you have the evidence to support what you're saying, you'll do a good job, you know? Now, there is a such thing as being wrong on discussion posts, but I haven't experienced that. It's ironic because in my undergrad, I struggled with feeling like I wasn't learning anything. I was just memorizing things for an exam. So like, I would memorize all the stuff that was in like the PowerPoints for the exam, take the exam to get a good grade, forget all of that stuff I just memorized, focus on the next set of chapters for the next exam, forget all of that, and then by the time the final exam came around, I was like, dang, now I gotta re-memorize everything from the entire semester. And I hated it because it was like, when in the real world am I ever not going to be able to have access to information that I need to get a job done? Because even like when you look at doctors, when they're in any profession, like if they need to know something, they can look it up so that they can do what they need to do, right? Doctors, it would be so unrealistic for a doctor to be expected to memorize every single thing they've learned in like the 8+ years of school that they've gone through. They still have access to the materials that they learned and the information that they learned through school, but it's through the understanding of that material that they're able to be doctors. Because anybody can know information about something, but to understand it and apply it is what makes a doctor a professional, right? And so, that's something I hated about like high school and undergrad, is that there was often like a pressure to memorize things and just know it off the top of the head. And I felt like they didn't teach us how to learn for us to be able to do that. And like, I don't want to just memorize this information and forget it. If you're gonna present the information to me, I want to learn the information, understand it, conceptualize it, and be able to absorb it. And I don't feel like in high school they taught us how to learn. They teach us how to study, but the study mechanisms they would teach us were more so just memorization methods. Granted, active recall is better than just trying to memorize because you have to like speak it and explain it, which is understandable, but like something I missed in undergrad was just getting like that deep understanding. Like, I remember stuff and I understand the concepts behind things, but it was predominantly just me memorizing stuff through undergrad. Whereas in my master's degree, something I noticed is I'll have an exam and they'll give me like 3 hours to take the exam, and there's only like maybe 40-50 questions. And that's because they expect you, I'm assuming they're expecting me to be able to look for the information I need if I need it. Which is realistic, because when am I ever not going to be able to? When I'm at work, am I going to have to know everything off the top of my head? Now, granted, there are some things you should know just from having like practiced it, and like there's basics that everybody should know. I'm not saying that having stuff memorized isn't useful or necessary, but as far as like learning, there's a difference between memorization and learning. But I just realized like that. I don't know, that's just like the big revelation I got about master's degrees. Like, I don't know why I thought a master's degree was gonna be like some deeper level like conceptualizations of like stuff I already learned, but it's really just training you on how to use information to get something done. Literally. So it's not that we're not being taught anything, or I don't know, because I don't feel like I'm being taught. I feel like I have to teach myself. But it's not like we're not receiving new information. The master's degree doesn't really focus so much on teaching you how to learn it and conceptualize it, which is why I really want to be a professor for like undergraduate students, because I want to teach students how to learn, how to interact with the information in front of them so that they can understand it for the test that they're in and retain it longer than just for the exam period. You know what I mean? And I guess the best way to explain what I mean, the difference between like memorization and understanding, is you can memorize that 2 + 2 is 4, and that's just information that you know. But to understand 2 + 2 is 4 is to understand what 2 is, to understand the concept of addition, and then to be able to piece together that adding 2 to 2 makes 4. Does that make sense? Like, there's a difference between just knowing that 2 + 2 is 4 and understanding why 2 + 2 is 4. And something that my aunt told me was like, oh, well, you usually get the deeper like conceptualization type of education when you go to like a PhD. And I was like, what? I'm not trying to I mean, the only reason why I'm doing a master's degree is because the job that I want to be a college level instructor or professor, a lot of times the minimum requirement for education level is a master's degree. And now I understand why. Now I understand why employers are looking for people who have a master's degree, because of how master's degrees are designed. And now this might not apply to every single degree. You might be in a master's program where they're giving you like the deepest of the deep understanding. I don't know every master's program in the country, but as far as like mine goes and how she explained her master's, because she took a master's in nursing, I was like, oh, okay. That's interesting. So yeah, that's what graduate school has been like for me so far. And now I feel like, knowing what I know about how this stuff is structured, now I know how to continue for like the last half of the year. Because some of these assignments that I do for like the discussion posts, it'll have a particular topic that we're discussing, and we might not necessarily apply every single detail that we read in the chapter, but it's just more so putting into practice using the information for a real world situation. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, that's what a master's degree really is. And I never thought to like Google a master's degree, like what is a master's degree, because I thought I knew, like, it's graduate school, duh, you get a deeper knowledge of other stuff. No, I mean, yes and no. So I thought I would share that because I'm halfway through my semester, and yeah, I'm tired. I'm definitely tired, but it's not hard work. It's a lot of stuff to do, but it's not hard. So I'm not tripping, but I just wanted to come share that in case anybody else just didn't really know what a master's degree did. So yeah, that's just a quick little update for you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I don't know when it's gonna be up. I'm gonna try to upload it the same day. It's Wednesday, March 3rd, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I make advice videos, growing up videos, figuring out life in general videos. You can just go to my channel and see for yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you learned something too, and I'll see you guys in my next video.